Good morning. It's Thursday, about August 15th, about 7 o'clock, and it's 75 degrees, and we have an excessive heat warning for today. So I'm out here early. I wanted to show you my Peggy Martin rose. Right now she's just green. In fact, Peggy Martin is a green, a huge, massive green plant, except has a big blooming time in the spring, and then it repeats a little bit throughout the year. But I've made a post about Peggy Martin. Peggy Martin is a miracle, kind of a miracle rose. They call her a found rose. She is from down around New Orleans. In fact, she's also called the Hurricane Katrina rose because someone found her, discovered her, and they started doing these pass-along plants of her. And a lady named Peggy Martin, if I may have the lore incorrect, but I believe a lady named Peggy Martin had her in her garden, and then Hurricane Katrina hit. This rose bush was buried under 20 feet of salt water for I don't know how long, a couple of weeks at least, and she survived. In fact, it was just her and one other plant that survived that terrible, devastating flood. So they've named her the Hurricane Katrina. This Southern Living did a feature story, and I have part of that on the post that I'll direct you towards. But the Jackson Perkins and Southern Living both say that she can reach up to 15 feet, and I think it's longer than that. But I mainly want to talk to you about the fact that I just got this plant the end of April. At the same time, I got that little rose, and that little rose, and this little rose, and that little rose. But only that Peggy Martin has, I don't know, quadrupled. It has spread immensely, and mainly I just set up this little arbor for her to grow along and grow up and over and into this garden, creating this walk-through garden area. There are roses on both sides, but the big foundational rose for this area is this Peggy Martin. And on this side, I have Amethyst Fall wisteria, which is a more mannerly, it's an American wisteria, which is a little bit more mannerly than the Chinese wisteria. I also noticed a few seconds ago that I'm getting my first buds today on my my chrysanthemums, my pink chrysanthemums, my native chrysanthemums. That'll just be glorious, probably in a couple of weeks. So things are happening. In spite of the fact that, I want to tell you one more thing about pruning. See how this rose is trying to arch over? It naturally wants to go up and across an arbor. But basically the idea is to train her horizontally. I don't want her to cross there. That's the opening into my another part of my garden. So I don't like to train with wire. I don't want to crimp the stalk in any way. So I'll train her up through these little holes while she's still young. You can't do that. In fact, I'm about to lose my window of opportunity. So I'm going to train her up and then let her go over. Let her go that way, this way, across it into my garden, and create a little room.